Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Leps. We're going to go through a creative process of making illustration from scratch. I really have no idea what I'm doing because this is like from scratch, real from scratch. So let's start with a new canvas. I never like working with white because it's too bright, it kills your eyes, and it's never a good idea. As you won't be able to go brighter from white. So I rather use like a gray. Maybe if you want to use a color or something, but we're going to talk about color later. Now we're going to just do something. Really have no idea. I'll drag for increasing the brush size and just making some shapes, making something. But the idea is to create some abstractions, and from the abstractions just to start spotting some figures or try to find out some things and then start like popping up those details to define what we are seeing. So it's good to zoom out sometimes, see what's happening. Doesn't matter the brush that we use. I mean, this is just trying. I like blocking with big brushes. Big square brushes are really good for blocking or for to define lines. I like this idea of having a brush with a sharp edge and a kind of fuzzy or blurry, another fuzzy or blurry edge. I like that balance. So yeah, let's stroke some shapes. It's very nice to this part of the process. Probably it's not my favorite, but it's very relaxing because you're just doing whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't have to focus much. Actually, if you focus, well, depends where you put your focus. I guess the right place to put it is just to make harmonic shapes. So check your shapes have a nice proportion in matter of width and height. You can follow this kind of golden ratio rule if you want or not. Or if you do a square shape, just think about you making something symmetrical or follow those axes. Just they are well balanced with nice proportions. But just put the focus there, not in the detail, in the drawing. The drawing will come after this. Is it recording okay? Yeah. It says recording, so suppose that is recording. Hopefully. Don't worry, I made some tests and it's already set. I think I've spotted something here, like a face. I definitely want to do a character, so yeah, maybe stroking. There's a bit of color there, but just was a mistake. It doesn't matter. This part is to like relax. Well, most of the time we will have a brief. If we are working or we're doing like a commission or something, we're gonna have a brief with some guidelines, some descriptions of the character, some environment, maybe a story for the character, just to inspire our painting. But yeah, I see like I'm spotting an arm here. Yeah, there's some, yeah, the face, like a head. These are the shoulder, the neck, then something like a gun or something like that. Maybe that's a kind of weird hairstyle. Yeah, but then it doesn't have to be perfect. It's actually the opposite. Just use this stage as making something totally random. Probably that is the best way to the best point of view at this point, at this stage. Well, I've been doing lately a lot of like retro sci-fi images. Maybe I'm gonna keep with that idea. Yep. Yeah, just defining the jaw. But still with shapes. Nothing of that's not much drawing. And the canvas as well. I mean, good thing we're working on digital. We can change that all the time. If this would be like oils or something traditional, then we have to make some tests, figure out the composition first. Oh, there's a canopy. Yeah. Figure out the composition and then go and do the real painting. But digital is great for that because we can make as many mistakes as we want, as I probably will do a lot of mistakes in this tutorial, but that's the point, making mistakes to learn. I'm learning with this and I hope you guys will be learning too. It's like a jetpack, like a backpack or something. Well, this is definitely gonna be somewhere in outer space. Yeah, outer space. Outer space. Maybe in the future there are some space cities or something. I don't think I'll be able to visit them, or maybe we will. I guess the younger you are, the better chances you get to visit these futuristic places. Yeah. What's this am I doing? It's like a gun with some kind of grip to the wrists. Anyway, don't have to worry about that now. Well, it's taking shape, definitely. Now I can see clearly where this is going. Yeah. If you want to start with color, do it, but I won't recommend that. I really I probably will spend a lot of time doing color in this tutorial. Very long time. I think that will happen. And I'm gonna make some mistakes and I'm gonna make some fixes on that, because the idea of this is just trying to make something out of nothing, just starting from scratch without any idea. And that way actually you don't need to worry about, a lot of people say, oh, I don't know what to draw, I'm blank and I have no new ideas. Well, there's always new ideas because your brain somehow is consuming all these images like everywhere, right? images everywhere, and they are there. They are in your brain, and we have to take them out. We have to make them visible. So sometimes when we want to create something and we don't know what to do, for instance, you're like working, you're doing working on a project or video game, whatever, and then you have to make some random character. You have to create something because no one knows exactly what to do. There's no like rule or something. Then you have to do something from scratch, and this is a nice way. Just don't think about it. Just enjoy the process of shaping stuff, and there's always something coming up from this. So I think it's very good to have this kind of freedom, just to sketch something, not thinking much about it, not having much control. And what I've been doing there, oh my god. And then you will get something out of it. There's always going to be a chance. Here I'm trying, like, I don't know, just to make another kind of shapes. Or now that's going to be here. Now I want to maybe give some other brush to give a, or maybe just define a bit more. Like now that's going to be a hairstyle. So let's try to do a weird hairstyle. And yeah, so this way of starting something you have to do like at work, it's like quite ludic because you're kind of playing, just kind of a curl, like a buckle or something. Yeah, it could be. And then you open your mind, and then just with a bit of work and putting the focus on the right thing of making kind of harmonic shapes instead of thinking about drawing, thinking about too many stuff. Just focus on shapes, doing really nice shapes. We worry about anatomy or like portraits later. Now it's just nothing really that how you say strict, I guess. Yeah, here are a nose, some lips, there's an eye. We're gonna go through some shapes for drawing eyes later, or nose, drawing a nose, or lips. But then again, they're not accurate. They doesn't have to be accurate at all. It's quite pointless. Well, in this video, maybe there's another technique just to do everything perfect at once, and that's amazing. But yeah, just keep blocking, keep defining. I think the head is too small. Yeah, it is too small. I'm gonna fix that later. Well, now I'm using lots of brushes, different brushes, but later for rendering, I'm probably gonna use just one, maybe two, but I'm not a fan of using lots of brushes. What I said about the canvas, I mean, you can do whatever. Doing that is great. just blocking the lower part of the body. Yeah, the head is too small. That's a bit better. There he goes. And don't worry about the color here. I mean, if you're using color, just use some pastel tones. I mean, I'm gonna do that here because maybe it's interesting to have a slightly very simple idea of color at this point, but it's not the main focus of this. But I kind of gonna keep that color here. It looks nice. Still recording. Here's the backpack. I'm sure it's a jetpack. Maybe I can do jetpack or then again, some random shapes. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Nope. But I think it's very important to learn. And as I said before, I'm gonna make mistakes here. So I think that's even more important than making everything right, because I learn from my mistakes, and hopefully you too. And the idea, this is like just discovering. I have a point of view about these things. Might be interesting. It's like the painting is already there, it's already done, so you have to discover how you get there. So it's like thinking you already know the result, but you want to know how did you get there. So everything you do is just discovering every step. And some paintings, I don't know, some of them I spend like maybe one day and I have a full illustration done because I didn't make any mistake. Or there are others that probably spend like 2 weeks and I still figuring out what colors to use. And well, we're going to talk just a bit about color theory. But more about color theory, I'm just going to do like more practical. Just going to be spending probably a long time just trying colors and all that. But more important than color is definitely contrast, in my opinion. Color is fine, but contrast, if you have the contrast wrong, then the color is helpless. So rather spend a long time working on black and white than moving to put some colors. This leg is not good at all. But it's interesting. I like the shape of it. I don't know if to keep it that way. Probably it's not a good idea, but I kind of like it. I don't know. I definitely don't like that kind of wing or jetpack. I definitely don't like that. But maybe it works later, I don't know. Just blocking, some shading in the leg. It's very important to zoom out and not to overwork the details too much. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. It's a bit better. Yeah. I'm not just putting the focus in anatomy here. It's more like I'm not caring much about anatomy. I should at this point. But this is just an illustration. It's not an anatomy study. So that's different. But it's always good to make that right anyway. Wait. There are two things, right? Like, a lot of people say that there's like painting and drawing, but they go together. When you're painting, you're drawing, and when you're drawing, you're painting somehow. Maybe sketch something for the background. I have no idea what this is. Maybe a broken robot or something. Yeah, this could be an eye. Yeah, this could be an eye. It's gonna be an eye. And then maybe some rocks somewhere. We're gonna be in another planet. We're gonna be on another planet. I'm gonna make like a next video. Yeah, let's delete this. I'm gonna make next video like a quick show to the brush editor. Just it's gonna be quite simple and basic. It's not gonna be like, I'm not gonna spend too much on that because I don't think that's very important for this. Is not like a technical point of view of software or anything. So I'm just gonna show like why do I use some of the features and why do I not use another. Like, I'm not using shape dynamics, like smaller brush. Sometimes I don't even use opacity, but I do use a lot of color dynamics. I love this kind of very subtle differences between every part of the stroke. Like when you're painting with gray, then you have all these like micro variations of, you know, those areas, the different tones and color. I think that's very rich for the painting. So I'm gonna keep using this brush probably for the rest of the tutorial. And yeah, well, that's the brush I'm using for most of the work I'm doing lately. So yeah, and once in a while I get bored of that and I change the brush and I make a new one, or I download a brush from an artist, then I make some variation on that. Yeah, it's like an oxygen tank. Like very old school. So this is kind of retro sci-fi, right? So let's make it real retro with a real oxygen tank. And we have to design a bit, because how are we gonna attach an oxygen tank to the back of the, even it's not visible, just make some kind of like iron structure or something to attach this to her back. Even we can think that in space the weight is different, but I think we won't get that specific with these things. This is gonna be quite fantastic, like fantasy, I mean. Yeah, sorry. Oh, my main language is Spanish. That's why my English is not native. Yeah, I'm from Argentina, so I speak Spanish with a weird accent. Okay, yeah, I kind of like this. I like the quite bulky ankles. I definitely like that. I'm gonna have to work on the anatomy a lot. But as a sketch, I think it's working. I think it's working. Well, we have the figure, right? That's a figure. So probably we should, well, flipping is very important just to point in mistakes. Do that all the time. And let's get some background, some environment, very simple. I know here's like a robot, and then something on the ground. We have to settle her like to be stable somewhere, so she's not falling. I don't think that leg is very stable, like with the knee so pointing down that much. I think that's not very well, we'll see that later. I'm doing something really wrong here. It's not using references. Yeah, so I don't want to use references, not because I use a lot of references all the time. And this is a serious mistake, not using references. But I didn't want to show anything that I'm not sure about, like copywriting and stuff. So if I'm putting a reference, it's gonna be like from a picture I take of myself, like or a friend maybe. But I won't be using any material that is not 100% from my own. That's a bit complicated because for gathering references, it's like really important just to go on internet. Maybe Pinterest. It's a great source of lots of inspiration. And I'm not sure in China if I think there is, right? Is it? Yeah, I think that there must be, or if not, I'm sure there's another website that has lots of ArtStation 2 has a lot of amazing artists. I mean, so much inspirations. Yeah, let's work on the values a bit here. So definitely, in outer space is going to be a darker sky, right? Or not sky, I mean emptiness, void. Let's call it void. Yeah, so very roughly start sketching some different tones. And yeah, I'm not in a rush here. I'm gonna go through this process as slow as I need. Maybe just to darken a bit the lower part, it will take the focus to the face or to the torso, maybe. But yeah, I think this is an okay first video. I think it's an okay start for this illustration. Well, I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm not sure when it's gonna be out, but we're gonna work on the tones of the rest of the composition, and probably gonna do some drawing on maybe not gonna get into the portrait, or maybe yes, but we're gonna start defining a bit more what's happening with that, and we're gonna do drawing. We're gonna do particularly drawing in the next video, and working on the tones, on the composition. Well, I hope you liked it, and see you soon on the next video. Bye bye.